Hello, David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience. You're recognizing this guy, Adam, CEO of NPeal. How are you?
Very good, David. Welcome to London.
Thank you so much. I was in Burlington Arcade. I'm taking pictures, and I see this tall, dashing figure go, David, and it's Adam. Hot off of a flight from Portugal, too.
Well, yes, just been away for a couple of days on the last bit of taking the last bit of summer, and now we're here for the winter season. So
here for the winter season. I'm here actually for the 60th anniversary of
that
Bond.
as well. Yeah.
And,
very exciting.
This is a little bit of a mecca for me. I mean, the place itself, incredibly warming, the environment great, the people even better.
Yeah.
But Adam, you've agreed to talk to me a little bit today about the journey, because there's obviously, by the time you're watching this, you will have seen one of our videos about this new line, which is a celebration of Bond, isn't it?
Absolutely, yes. It's something we can, as you said, we've been on a journey, and this is just hopefully a step along the way as well, but a very exciting one. We started with, as you may remember, Skyfall, and we just happened to have at that particular time there was the blue theme that ran all the way through, and we had a blue that just really suited the stylist's idea, and so they came in and said, can you make some sweaters? And yes, we can make some sweaters for you. And we actually never realized it was going in the film until a little bit later, but that was very exciting. So.
And Janny describes the sweater. When I interviewed her, she's like, oh, and Daniel's eyes, and the blue of the NPeal sweater, and she's almost like a passion, emotional thing with it.
That's right.
And that sweater, correct me if I'm wrong, is still a part of a line. It hasn't stopped.
No, absolutely. It's still available today. And it still continues to resonate. But it's a lovely blue, in a lovely shape. So you can't go wrong.
You can't.
And that was the same as we got to Skyfall, and as you say, Jenny, then they said, "Oh, you'll make things for us, will you?" Well, yeah, we'll design things, and so we started designing things for them. Oh, could you put another? I like that block, but can you put that neck on it? And okay, yeah. And so we started playing with a few things, and then of course a couple of pieces dropped out, not least the turtleneck. That's the grey turtleneck that then became the poster, and so great fun.
I remember actually when that poster dropped,
Yeah.
you really didn't have quite a heads up to it. I mean, you saw it.
Yeah.
What was your reaction?
Well, I was actually in Dubai at the time, and it dropped, and we were having a few days away, and I was just blown away. I was like, I can't believe this. This is wow, absolutely amazing.
You can't pay for advertisement like that.
No.
Not to mention, I have to tell you, it's a certain amount of pride.
Yeah.
That's wound up there.
Oh yeah, huge amount of pride. Very exciting. But it's nice that it works in that way, because it was very evolved. The relationship evolved. It wasn't commercial in that sense. We were just helping and happy to help and interested to be involved, and then these things sort of pop out and nice things happen, and that's that's a nice way to do business.
It's amazing. And along the way, I mean, Spectre obviously had so many different pieces. My favorite today, the one that I grabbed in the winter and the fall, of just that gray turtleneck, the one from the Aussie scene. But something very special also happened for No Time to Die with Siderat.
Yeah,
this was
absolutely
like from scratch.
From scratch, and again, because they knew we would work with them, so we sampled up a huge amount of styles, actually, even a lot more than Spectre, colors, styles, shapes, blocks, and we actually worked right the way down to originally they said, okay, now we're down to producing what was a fairly simple round neck in a cotton cashmere for the and that's great, and it was sort of zeroed out. Okay, that's nice. And then right at the last minute, Siderat said, okay, actually I've got this idea for the last scene, and I need somebody to bring it to life, and do you want to have a go? And I was like, do you want to have a go?
Yeah.
We want to have a go!
No, I'm too busy.
And so, that was stressful.
I can imagine.
And we had a little not only was getting the block exactly what they wanted and the look right and the shaping, and it wasn't, looks fairly straightforward, but it wasn't. There was so much taping and the little drawstrings and all the details that are going through it. And then, of course, there was a little shift in colour along the way, which was great. But that means, to produce just a few sweaters, you've got to get the shade. It was a particular blue they wanted. We had to get the blue right. We had to then spin the yarn. We had to then get it knitted up. We had to put it all together, get the taping on, everything, get it on a plane, get it here. Literally, the DHL man arrived. We got it. We got it to Pinewood. It came out the box, steamed. It went on Daniel Craig, and on he went set.
Oh my gosh!
And it was that was the time scale.
So I've got to tell you, there were 3 things that happened when I interviewed Sitter out in person in New York City. We're sitting there, and I brought up the commando sweater, and there were 3 things that blew me away. Number 1, she was talking about the colors, and she said they are, not just the different blues, but they were even thinking green at one point, going through a lot of, and it had to be the right blue. The second thing that also blew me away is she said Daniel Craig himself had to approve it.
Sure.
Or not approve it.
Yeah.
Even the color.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Fit, color, that blew me
Yeah.
away. But here's the main thing that blew me away. She wasn't calling it the commando sweater. If you go back to that video, she kept calling it the NPeal sweater.
Oh,
The
that's
NPeal.
very-
It was like
very
boom,
kind of
boom.
her.
But Jani's like that too. I think these costume designers, they get a connection to the brand, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, Sudra is just such a super, super lovely person. I've never...
Just real.
So real and so calm. It's just, her calmness transcends the room and the building. She's amazing. So, and she doesn't, panic, and she's so polite, and she's always so, and of course we're going to do anything we possibly can. And she'll ring up and say, I'm really sorry, Adam. That we were going with the green, but actually now we want the blue, and you still want it next week. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And she was such a lovely person. You'd do anything for her, so she's great. Really, really, fabulous. And it was, and she might call it the NPeal sweater, and we definitely helped bringing it to life. But it was very much out of her mind and exactly what she wanted and envisaged. And I think to an extent what James Bond wanted, Mr. Craig, in terms of he had a huge amount of input into the look and feel of it.
And it's extraordinary how much film time. We always talk about film time. So I will say our friends right down the hall here, Globetrotter, they had, and they counted, about 7 seconds of film throughout the entire thing of their creation. This was a co-star. The sweater seemed almost like a co-star.
Yeah, I think we got 50 minutes.
Oh yeah, it was like the ending. My gosh.
And again, it's a little bit like the poster in Spectre, and and suddenly we've got actually, the poster for No Time to Die actually came out as the sweater.
Yeah.
On this before we then it changed for the actual launch, but the original one in the midst of COVID. And
yes, I remember it well. It actually satiated us for a moment.
Yeah,
to see a poster like that.
But it was that was great to see that suddenly come to life. But it's one of those things, David, and you'll know in life is when somebody rings you up and goes, actually, I've got this in mind. Do you want to help? And you go, and you just go, and you can see it all the way through, and you go, that if you get it right and you work really hard and get it done, you know what's going to happen at the end, and literally, yes, I'll do it, and off I went on a plane, and that's what I focused on for weeks until we got it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, all right, so we're standing amongst pieces where your focus did have to change eventually. When did you hear, because we're going to talk about the journey, we have to, when did you hear, all right, and do you hear it like this, that they have an appetite to do a 60th anniversary celebration line, or do you raise your hand and go, excuse me, over here?
Well, we did an inspired collection. I suppose that was before No Time to Die. We did an inspired collection in 2019, which came out,
Right.
and is still parts of it are still we're still
Yeah.
having those available. And then yes, there was 60th, and what are we going to do for that? Okay, well let's go look at the archives again, and which we'd kind of done for the original inspired collection.
Yeah.
And said, okay, there's obviously there's always material to work with, not least the Goldfinger sweater, and you kind of look at the V-neck, and I mean that's a great. Well, I mean it's just
it's perfect.
one of the great scenes sequences, I guess.
Yeah.
Playing Goldfinger and how he cheats, and it's a great. So that was an obvious one. And then you're kind of looking at it going, but wouldn't it be really great to bring some of these sort of other iconic moments to life? Okay, they're not going to be cashmere or a little bit more woven, but let's even better. Let's do that.
Right.
The coat from Dr. No. He walks out of the casino. He's going into Universal for the first time, and I mean that's all the way back. That's 60 years ago, and so let's have a look at the coat. Let's do that. Fantastic.
It's fantastic, and I have to ask an obvious question, because here's the reality. Down there is a link where you can see all these pieces. So I'm not going to sit here with Adam and waste his time to describe them, but I would like to know. We have the line. People can see the line. Were there things that, I'll use a movie term, were there things that ended up on the cutting room floor? Either someone didn't like it, you didn't like it, it didn't turn out to be the vision?
Oh yeah, although there was, I mean, in all creative process, you start with quite a wide range of ideas, and then you start funneling down, and then see what's going to work and what you really what you think about. But what I'm pleased about is we've brought the tuxes in as well.
Yes.
And that's kind of very different. So the white tux here, and so and that's really great fun.
Oh.
And that's really easy to say. Actually, it's just super difficult to be doing that. It's but they're such iconic Bond products.
Absolutely iconic.
The tux, as well as the suit. Well, they just all are. They're just
all
such
of them.
fun.
Yeah.
And that's what's such great fun in the creative process, is that you're looking at. You start with looking at the scenes and the sketches, and you pull off the stills from the movies, and you go, okay, well we could do this, and then you start getting excited before you've even, and that's over a year ago. You're going back 18 months now when we're starting that process, and eventually it's refining down, and then it's a long task.
It is.
And obviously working with Eon for approvals,
of course,
and changes, and okay, let's have a look at the V-neck on the Goldfinger, the V-neck, the golfing sweater. And so you kind of go, okay, well we're going to put a logo on that. Well, what are we going to do? Well, we could put, and so you start building ideas, and then you go, oh, what about the James Bond crest? Okay. Oh, well, that's going to be too big, and it's going to be a bit messy. Yeah, but why don't we just take a little bit? Okay, well, let's take a little bit, and then try, and then we'll try different bits and pieces, and then eventually you zero it down, and then, and as you'll see, it's just a little element of the James Bond crest.
That's right.
And we've blown that up, and there it is.
I love that too, because it's almost like if you know, you know.
Yeah.
It's like that secret handshake that people are like, I know what that is. I get what you're doing here. So this is a terrible question.
Yeah.
It's a Sophie's Choice question. It's a beautiful line. Is there anything that is your particular favorite? Either it came out beyond your vision, or it's just something you love.
I think yes, and strangely, it's probably not what you might think. Actually, of the pieces, it's actually the suit.
The Goldfinger suit.
The Goldfinger suit, and it's 3-piece, and there's a little waistcoat in here.
Which you even got the lapels on there.
And we've even got the lapels on, which is
correct amount of buttons.
Correct amount of buttons. It's very really true to the original, and beautiful fabric. Yeah, and you'll see when you put it on, it fits really well, and it's great shape. And I don't know, I think more than anything, it feels like, I don't know whether it's just me or whether there's like a mood around it. So we've done the casual COVID thing, and
yes.
suddenly, you know, you want to dress a little bit more formally. You want to be smarter. You don't want to have as much casual in the wardrobe. Or certainly you want a balance, and so that's why I like the suit as well.
I love that, and you're right. I think the suiting, people are dressing up for events again.
Yeah.
I'm about to attend events, and everybody's like suits or dinner jackets even, and
Yeah.
things like that. I love the dinner jacket you did for the Spy Who Loved Me because it can go with jeans, it can go with nice slacks, and go with tuxedo pants,
Completely.
all over the board.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
All right, last question, but it's a big one, and I have a feeling I know what you're going to answer, but here we go. So this line is out.
Yeah.
We're a fickle group. You know, we'll get what we can. Things might get sold out. So, will there be another part coming? Will there be a future state?
Well, who knows? We'd love to. I think we'd love to keep bringing Bond to life, and we'll see how. You know, it's early days, and we're just about to launch, and we'll see how that goes. But
Love it.
You know, we're a relatively small family business. We're working with Eon, who are a family business.
Yes.
It's a lovely association to have, obviously, both personally and commercially. So, and we'd love to stay involved. So yeah, watch this space.
Watch this space. What a great ending to this. So you've given us so many things over the years, especially been so generous and kind of your time with my channel and the hospitality. I do have something for you today, and I'd like to present it with you. He has not seen this. We have not prepared this. This was actually done by an artist named Matthew Gibbs, who is a Bond artist in the Bond community. And what he did was he wanted to do something around the celebration of the sartorial world of 60 years of James Bond. Oh, wow. So we wanted you to have the No Time to Die one because it has your sweater. But it's basically the Bond experience with 60 years, with the different aspects to it, etc. And of course your sweater in there.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, thank you
Just a
very
simple
much
offer.
indeed.
That's worth nothing. I don't want to see it on eBay next week. It won't be on eBay.
We'll see.
Yeah, exactly. All right,
Brilliant.
just like the Oscars, they're playing us off with music. So Adam, thank you so much.
David, yeah, brilliant.
Pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now we actually get to have a little bit of fun. I am going to be trying on some of these pieces, and there's a very specific reason why I do this in my videos. You need to find out your correct fit. So use me as your paper doll, so to speak. So think about this. I am a 41 here and a 31-inch waist. Not a tall drink of water, you know, as far as height is concerned, but this will give you an idea of how things look as we try them on. Perfect example is one that everybody's been talking about, and that is this piece. It is, of course, the Roger Moore, the man with the golden gun. You see him wear this in Phuket. My gosh, that must have been hot, but beautiful rust lining. And this is a size 38. Now, initially I thought I might be a 40, but the 38 gives me that look that I really want to have, the way the shoulders drop, the way it looks, the way it falls, etc. And incredibly comfortable. It's got the double vents on it. Let's get up and close with this type of material too. This is what I was talking about. This is that 1970s feel of the man with the golden gun. It's not just the cut, it's that heritage 60th anniversary feel that we know that Bond delivers. But I was also looking for the suppression in the waist, and I have it. I have it with this. The size 40 that I tried on, it was a little bit too large. Yeah, it looked like, and we say this very often, it looked like the jacket was wearing me instead of me wearing the jacket. But we have other things. For example, this is the Dr. No coat. Now this is a beautiful, beautiful midnight blue, navy, absolutely gorgeous. You've got the hang tag right here. So this is a size 40. Now this might be a little bit large, but don't forget, what am I going to be wearing under this? I might be wearing a suit or a heavier layer than what I'm wearing on now. So I may want a little bit of extra room. Oh, by the way, so comfortable to hand on this. And you can now see what the size 40 looks like in the coat. I'll get a little bit closer so you can see how this is all popping and looking. We got some nice ambient light coming in from Burlington Arcade. Everything's working today. So if I wanted something to be a little bit more snug, I might go down a size. But if you want something with a little bit of extra room because you're wearing this through, oh, I don't know, Pennsylvania winter, this could be the one for you. But the line keeps going on because one of the things that I've been dying to try, and I didn't get to do this when I was in New York, is, you ready for this? The Nehru jacket. Yeah, the Dr. No one. I know you're familiar with this. This is their own homage, if you will. So here it is right here. We've got some great light coming in. Also, you're seeing the different buttons, this type of slash pocket, which is really gorgeous. The beautiful, beautiful darkness of the blue. And you can see I'm wearing an NPeal top, if you didn't know before. By the way, supporting the brand. This is something that you're going to love is when you go inside of here, you get a nice little surprise of color. But, hold on, wait for it. This is a size 40. Now, if I'm playing the size game, the 40 in this jacket, because I would want this to fit a little bit closer, may be on the larger size, but depending on the style of jacket, I may not want it to be so tight. And don't forget, here's the world of reality. These things are cut differently. Okay, perfect example. The 38 would have been too tight. The 40 in this is perfect. You know, it's kind of got that slimline type look. You can see the way it's fitting in the chest, which is really nice. And the collar is just still opening up. Look at that. Look at that detail right there. I'm sorry, I'm squidding out a little bit. Sleeve length, absolutely perfect on this. Look at the sleeve length on this as we do it. The armholes, nice and high as well. So for me, the 40 in this is the perfect size. We're playing the size game, ladies and gentlemen. But there's one in particular that everybody has been asking me about. David, please try this on. I can't get an idea. I see what it looks on a model, but how does it look on a, I don't know, a human? And that is the V-neck sweater. Well, let's put this one back. Okay, here we go. The V-neck, this is a size small. This may be one of my new favorite pieces. First of all, you've got that conjugated bond coat of arms. It doesn't have the Latin on it. I think it's super nice and clean. It's not too large, but the fit on this is exactly how I wear these sweaters. I've got the nice, beautiful, beautiful plum colored fabric. Plum, folks, plum. How much plum do you have in your closet? But the way it fits and it drapes and it hits on the waist is perfect. And of course the hand. You've got that NPeal hand where everything is soft. So for those of you that were curious, here it is. Okay, so this wouldn't be a fit discussion without trying on one of the more iconic pieces, and that is, of course, the Goldfinger Connery tuxedo jacket. Everybody, this was interesting, when I wore one of these types in the Bahamas, I realized just how incredible this piece is. Now, this is a size 38, and it's like it was tailored for me. It suppresses just the right way. It still gives me room to move and the freedom, but look at the shoulders. Look at the way the shoulders and everything, they just drape right. They just connect on all the right things. And the sleeve length, again, just absolutely perfect. You've got the buttons, and I've said this before, but they just got the color right. I've seen these in like the stark white. It's almost like bright white. Wrong. Too vanilla, French vanilla looking. Wrong as well. Then it looks dingy. This is the right amount of sort of an off-white type eggshell color. But speaking of tuxedo jackets, okay, who doesn't like a little bit of Roger Moore in their life? The Spy Who Loved Me, you remember the scene, the tuxedo walking through Egypt with Barbara Bach. She's wearing that beautiful long blue dress, and he's got that amazing tuxedo. Well, NPeal did their own homage, but check it out. I'm gonna get nice and close. Look at this. It's like a velvet crushed velour type thing, but you got the right peak lapels. You've got a little bit of crazy color underneath, because why not? Why not? But here's what I love about this. This jacket is something I've noticed you could wear with jeans, you could wear with chinos, you could, yes, wear with black pants and make it into like a tuxedo. And this, okay, now this is going to be interesting. This is what we're doing. So this is a size 40, and I probably could go into the world of, and I have 38. But when I tried the 38 on in this was a little bit tight. So remember the 38 in this jacket is correct for me, but I would probably do 40 in this one because I want it a little bit looser. You know, I could keep it open and just use it as a jacket, talk about my life, get a pipe, smoke it. I mean, yes, you could do that too, but this makes a lot of transition moments. Also still has that classic look. Listen, I love talking about this. I love connecting with this and this line. Obviously, it's been a major inspiration of Time to Go. You've heard the journey. The journey was long, sometimes arduous, but worth it. The fit of these things, yes, look at the size, but I will tell you this. If you can get into a store, if there is a store by you, get into that store because number one, the hospitality. Number two, you get to try these on and really see and feel what is the fit, what's the right thing for you. More importantly, you get to connect with the people. People like Adam, people like Paulie, everybody who works here. They breathe, they engage, and they love this type of discussion. And you'll see when you visit a store like this. All right, I'm gonna play a little bit more, but not here, not with you. I hope this was helpful. In the meantime, this has been David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience. We'll see you all real soon. Take care. Thanks for watching this episode. If you want to be up on the latest from the Bond Experience, just click on this subscribe and subscribe to our channel. You're going to get all the latest and greatest information, plus some exclusive content. And by the way, speaking of content, here's something especially for you, just because we know you. Talk to you soon.